Welcome to the channel no one watches. This is Wildcard Sunday, except it's not really. And I am the Blank Man, joined once again by
Hannah.
and we're playing a game called, what is it called? Trolley Problem Inc.
Yes.
And Hannah is the one who sort of selected this game. She came up with
I thought it looked interesting.
a jumble of games that could perhaps fit what we were going for. Ran into some problems, some hiccups getting the game to work, so we're just hoping everything's fun. So we have the option of dyslexic font. This is the non-dyslexic font, and this is the dyslexic font. What are your thoughts?
Show me again. Oh.
Which one do you jive with the most?
Well, I feel like the dyslexic font actually looks cleaner.
I think it looks better, which worries me. I'm like, do I have dyslexia? I might. Now, there's this thing called CRT effect. Which do you prefer?
Oh. The not blurry, bad looking one.
So this one.
Yes.
Okay. We're not
Is that with or without it?
This is without the CRT effect.
Okay, I figured.
Then we can invert it, which is interesting. But I think this is the cleaner play here. And obviously we're gonna play in Portuguese.
Yes.
So is this
and we're going to speak Portuguese backwards.
So do we want the wiggle effect or no?
The wiggle effect is always on for me. I'm always wiggling constantly. So
maybe I should turn it off for you so that it's wiggling less.
Yeah, maybe that might be the better call.
Okay. I actually don't like the wiggle effect at all. So our options are solo. Do you think you're mature enough to tackle these responsibilities alone? You'll have to take total responsibility. Co-op. Splitting the blame. Smart. Here you can set more discussion time and multiple controllers for potential scapegoats. Custom. This ticket lets you fully customize your experience. Perfect for streamers, education, or additional accessibility options. The co-op, right?
That sounds about right. Unless it requires you to.
If it does, we'll just have to
get another controller up.
I have a controller set up.
That's okay.
So technically speaking, let's go co-op.
You can co-op by yourself if you need to.
Player count 2. Continue.
Together but separate.
Game contains adult themes. It does not contain explicit language, sexual content.
Can you hear the game?
Or show violence.
Yes, I can.
Choices matter, so please take your time. Player discretion is still advised. Please sign your name below, showing you understand and agree to endorse every decision you make.
So we're gonna go with. All right, let's see if I can do that a little cleaner.
It looked like you were just gonna start filling in the box.
I was. This is terrible. The B is really hard to do.
Can you imagine you get a thing to fill out your signature and you just start filling it out? Just not even scribbles, just coloring. Just coloring on it.
This is a very
This
important...
is my signature, yes. Wow. Wow.
No.
What was that? You deleted your balls.
Actions speak louder than words.
Oh?
Welcome to Trolley Problem Inc., founded to help people travel safely across the nation. All our employees must show 3 core values: responsibility, integrity, and respect. With that in mind, let's start your training.
Wow. This this workplace has a lot of values, am I right?
There's a
Oh
runaway
yeah,
trolley
must be
burrowing down
nice.
the railway tracks. On the tracks are 5 people unable to move. You're next to a lever. If you pull this lever, the trolley will switch to a different set of tracks. However, you notice there is a person on the other track. What do you do?
What do we do? What do we do and why? You have 30 seconds. Go.
You pull the lever.
Yeah, I think you have to pull the lever here. It just makes the
You
most
have to pull the
sense
lever.
because
But
these
it's
are
gonna do nothing.
these are people of equal value. Shut up, narrator. We're having a discussion, you idiot. These are people are all presumably of equal value,
I guess you're right.
right? So 5 people who are worth 1 point versus 1 person worth 1 point equals pull the lever. Absolutely.
Yes.
The math adds up. It makes perfect sense. We don't know anything about these people. I guess you're right. The more people who die, the better. Wrong. Wrong, my good sir.
Usually we don't expect candidates to kill someone on their first day, but we'll give you the benefit of the doubt on this one. Just think a little more before acting next time.
Dang, I want to work here.
Could we have avoided killing anybody?
No, there's no way, right?
Usually we don't expect candidates to kill someone on their first day, but we will give you a benefit of the doubt on this one. Just think a little more before acting next time.
It's like a playful thing, right? The game's joking with us.
If
it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Well, you think we could have not killed anyone?
I'm like, is there a solution here?
First principle, responsibility. Here's Polly. She's 5 years old.
Can you read that, or is it just wiggly?
Sand with her dolls. She dreams of looking.
It looks fine to me.
Okay.
Polly's destiny is to grow up to be a great doctor. More of us should take a leaf out of her book. A trolley is heading towards another 5 people. You're next to a lever. If you pull this lever, the trolley will derail and descend down a hill heading for the park's sandpit. You notice that Polly is in the sandpit, sculpting her dream hospital. What do you do?
This is interesting, right? Because assuming that it's true, she's destined to be a doctor, right?
She could save many more people than 5. I know the game is not... Oh my god, shut up. I know the game is not gonna give us, like, any... Oh god, I can't word things fast enough. In real life, I'd pull the lever and run for the kid, screaming and flailing my arms so that everybody's warned to save her.
I'm gonna pull this lever. I think she's dead.
Yeah.
Because in my mind, her life is still not more valuable than 5. Yeah. Well, we don't know anything about those 5 people. All 5 of them could be doctors. All 5 of them could be doctors.
Be the primary cause of something and so able to be blamed or credited for it. Are you to blame for the death of a young girl?
Absolutely not.
The end justifies the means.
Well, in hindsight, you could argue that, yeah, that's the catalyst. But of all the things that could have derailed that trail, or the track, or the train, the trolley.
Enjoys binge-watching crime shows. Tyrone is a very large man. You don't really know anything else about him, apart from the fact that he has a severe phobia of trains.
Oh no, I got a bad feeling about this. A secretary at a law firm.
What a weird thing to learn about somebody and not know anything else.
You are on a bridge with Tyrone, watching a trolley speeding towards 5 people again. You can only stop it by deliberately pushing Tyrone off the bridge, blocking its path.
Is that guaranteed to stop it, though?
Or let the train hit 5 people.
Well, okay, hypothetically speaking, let's say that 100% this is a guaranteed stop, right? Then you have to push Tyrone, right?
Yes, so you have to push Tyrone.
We're on push Tyrone right now. We're on adios Tyrone. Goodbye, sir. All 5 of these people could all be secretaries at law.
But if there's no guarantee, obviously don't push Tyrone.
Yeah, I mean, in a real world,
this is real life.
It's almost a certainty that he doesn't block the path. But in this scenario,
yes, and there's
cleaning company with the best reviews are Happy Cleaning Limited. Who knew one body could make so much mess? You're going to have to tip them well.
I don't know who or what Reedgraves Reedgraves or Redgraves is, but we're 66.66% agreement here.
Can we talk a little bit more about Tyrone?
Of course.
If there's no guarantee of him stopping the track, obviously Tyrone does not get pushed. But also,
In a real world scenario, there's no way I push Tyrone.
yes.
Because
I
I'm
was
not
going
an
to say the
idiot.
same thing.
Now, admittedly, if it was maybe like one of those little, like, have you ever gone to a park or something? Maybe not a park, but like I've been to fairs and there's like little tiny trains with
Yeah, I know what
like
you're talking about.
kids, right? Tyrone could probably block one of those, but then I don't know if that could kill 5 people.
Do you have the right to make that choice for Tyrone to throw him onto the train tracks?
Absolutely not. But that wasn't the question
Yeah.
posed to us. Posed to us.
No, I know. All of these fictional lives are in our hands right now.
Absolutely.
We're playing God today.
That is what I do every day.
A cat has 9 lives.
How dare you,
You're
game?
right. You're right.
Now for the final core value, respect. It seems we've run out of resources to continue your testing. I'm going to need you to go and grab some mannequins. You will need to take the next trolley, so don't get distracted by that dog. The trolley leaves in 1 minute.
The people who run these situations are like, shit, we ran out of Tyrones.
Trolleys will use that line today, so the dog will not be hit. You're in a rush. Do you kill the dog, putting it out of its misery, or leave it to die, cold and alone?
What? Where's the co-op aspect of this? Can I make controls? I can with the controller. This is interesting. Okay.
That is interesting.
This is such an interesting thing. It's a dying dog, right? That's a confirmation of death. So
yeah. So morally it is right to kill the dog.
Yeah, I mean we would put it down.
A man is missing a best friend.
Yes. Ideally, we would not know for sure in real life if this dog was dying or not, so the proper course of action would be to find the nearest pet hospital. Something along those lines.
Yes.
When you respect something, you're meant to care about
But if it is absolutely positively dying, I honestly, in real life, I'd probably just leave the dog. I'd be really sad about it, but I'd probably just leave the dog.
Yeah. Well, in real life, it's really hard to get the kind of power necessary to force the train to go on a different track. But yes, I think leaving.
Yeah, well, there was no train, and there was no train coming in that one.
Yeah, but you'd have to get it to hop tracks if you wanted it to.
I just heard those kids are back. They keep sneaking down onto the tracks.
Oh, Burp City. Today's drink of the day is Coke Zero.
This week you should be able to decide a straightforward outcome for these reprobates. Just remember, respect, responsibility, and integrity. 5 trespassers have snuck down onto the trolley line even though signs warn them of the dangers. The trolley is currently heading for a co-worker. Do you let your co-worker die or sacrifice the delinquents?
So, that is still 5 lives versus 1. The scenario is no different. Correct?
Yeah.
You let the worker die.
Also, taking action to kill 5 kids that aren't supposed to be there just feels icky.
Yeah, and this is I feel like every single one of these has been pretty clear cut.
Yeah.
I guess you could value criminals over coworkers then noted. Yeah, bud. I mean, it's not the criminals themselves.
They're not criminals,
lives.
they're children.
Well, even if they were all like bank robbers, it would be like, yeah, but they're still people with lives and daughters, and sons and wives and husbands and
all
parents.
13.
I'll run these up the flagpole and see what the suits upstairs think. Dear Sir or Madam, we have been following your exemplar practice this week at Trolley Problem, Inc., and would like to thank you for your hard work, especially when some challenging decisions had to be made. We would like to invite you to take employment at the Trolley Health Corporation, THC. This is a prestigious position and was created to help keep the public safe through all walks of life.
Okay.
The best laid
Cool.
plans go astray. It looks like you've impressed someone upstairs with last week's answers. You've been transferred to the Trolley Health Corporation, THC. THC is stoic, focusing more on justice, temperance, courage, and wisdom. We'll start with justice.
Okay.
Today, you'll be in A&E. A young male has come in from a car accident and urgently needs a heart transplant. There's only one in the hospital, and this heart is scheduled to be given to an elderly man waiting upstairs. He will surely die without it. Who should get the heart?
Now, this is a very interesting question, right? Because this is far different from the other question, because this is 2 lives.
Yeah.
So we have
And
elderly
we're
man.
meant to value one over the other. He already has claims. The old man's got dibs. How do you feel?
I feel like the young man has more to live for. The older man has see. He doesn't define elderly. I think young man is the right call, but do you think elderly man is okay? We didn't have a lot of time to discuss that one. I think we're gonna go elderly man. Even I think young man is probably the actual, like, there's no right or wrong answer in this scenario. I don't think, and not this scenario, but this game, except for the ones where they're objectively right.
But again, we're playing God here. If this was real life, which I will keep saying.
What did you say? Sorry.
Did you save the old man?
What did you say?
If this was real life, obviously you would let the old man make the choice for himself.
Yeah.
For his own life. You'd be like, hey, we know you're scheduled to get this. Da-da-da-da-da.
Right, and you would certainly die without it, so you pick who lives, who dies. You would let him, obviously. You would let the guy with dibs make the decision. I think the young person is the right person to save, but they're in a car accident. Who knows what the damage really was? More than just a heart
Maybe it was his
transplant.
fault.
Yeah,
maybe he was a drunk driver.
Yeah, maybe he killed someone else. We don't know.
Yeah. We don't know. The old man's just vibing.
Yeah, trying to live. He's trying to vibe.
You're late. The hospital is rammed. Every staff member has their hands full, so you're going to have to go out on the ward and help the sick, gross, decaying people. Remember, temperance.
Ugh.
Restrain yourself and think it through. A patient has begged to be euthanized. Euthanasia is currently illegal. You will have to be the one who gives the lethal dose. You will need to look into their eyes and end their life. What do you do?
I'm not doing it. What?
There, and I don't know what country it is, but it's a European country. This is a legal thing that you're allowed. Like, it's a legal thing. They do it all. They don't do it all the time, but they do it. And has begged to be euthanized.
Did you know 90% of
it's not legal.
Regret attempting it?
I guess, yeah. I wouldn't want to go to prison for it, right? So.
Yeah.
The patient's going to be in a lot of pain. Just so you can.
It's like, fuck you, dude.
I don't know. If this was that one country in Europe that I'm talking about, then I would of course do it where it's legal, but it's not legal here.
Yeah.
In this hypothetical
if it's
country.
legal, of course. Yeah.
It's on you, man.
But it's
alive and in pain is what the majority of gods would have wanted. Playing the long game. I see you.
I wonder who Red Graves
it's like
is.
it's like my life versus theirs because it's illegal and I could lose my medical license.
Yeah, my
or whatever.
entire yeah.
My whole livelihood, you know?
Yeah.
It's not my actual life, but it's my livelihood, and I could lose that.
Well, and then I could be sued, and then who knows? Who knows where you go from there?
Yeah.
You know?
Be slow in choosing, but slower in changing. The last few days have been tough. It was only a week ago you were on the trolleys. Today should be easier. You have a choice to make which some people would see as a good problem to have. It's just going to take courage. You have 5 patients. Each needs a different organ, but no organs are available. A healthy young traveller comes in for a routine checkup. Their organs are compatible with all 5 dying patients. Do you kill the tourist and use their organs to save the 5 in desperate need? That's 1 life for 5.
This is entirely different than the trolley problem that we were
Yes,
on before.
obviously we kill him.
Really?
No, I'm kidding.
I see,
yeah, you let him live.
Yeah, because he is not in any kind of danger, right?
He's getting away. Don't you want to save the many?
No, that's not. This is what's it called? This is a.
Well, arguably, the people on the inactive tracks were not in any danger too.
Sure, but they could get out of the way, right?
That is true.
In a real life situation, these people are guaranteed to die. He's just like walking through town, and we're like, get got.
Was researching into improving vaccines.
Yeah.
Hopefully that won't be an issue down the road.
Oh shit!
Is there a way to look into their backgrounds? That'd be interesting.
I almost dropped something off my desk.
Be careful.
That would be interesting. I know. I'm trying not to make
You
a
let
mess.
5 people die today. You probably should have looked into their backgrounds. Looks like one is researching into improving vaccines. Hopefully that won't be an issue down the road. Luckily, thankfully for us, there are literally hundreds of thousands of people looking into improving the vaccines. So one guy is what's a drop in the bucket. What's next?
Yeah.
You can't make an omelette without breaking eggs.
We should have talked about that one right there a little longer.
Promoted yet again. You now run the hospital. You've been asked to roll out a new vaccine in Central City.
The city from The Flash?
A large number of children from becoming severely ill, but you'll need to deal with their parents. We need your words of wisdom.
Okay, before we move on, let's talk about why I think it's the 5 dying people who need organs versus the 5 people on the track, right?
Yeah.
So the difference is these 5 people with failing organs, their organs are failing for a variety of reasons, I'm sure. Who knows what those are? Whether they be genetic defects, poor care, accidents, who knows, right? Now this one person, he's just strolling through town, doing his thing.
Yeah.
Or he's coming in for a routine checkup. He's like, hey, do I have cancer? Right?
Yeah. And they're like, die.
And for you to take his organs is not okay. Right?
Yeah.
Now, 5 people on a track. Let's just say they're all construction workers, right? For whatever reason. Doesn't matter. And then the other guy is just another construction worker. Right? They're just doing their jobs. They're working, right? They're also they should be very aware of the situation that they're in, that they're on a track, the dangers that come from being on those tracks, right? And the train is a guaranteed death. Failing organs is not a guaranteed death. There's still another way, and they could find other patients or other ways to other donations. You know, maybe ask the person if they're willing to part ways with some of their organs that they don't necessarily need, if there are any that, like the kidney. You know, you only need one.
Yeah.
Right. Does someone need a kidney? Maybe he can donate. And who's to say that his organs are even compatible?
It said that his organs were compatible.
Well, okay, there you go.
Can we talk about Tyrone? Because he was just like chilling, existing, and he got fucked over for the sake of saving 5 other people.
That's true. That is true. But again, my argument is that we don't know how, without the context of how, like, why these organs are failing, right? It's hard to make that comparison. Because, like, okay, he needs, like, I don't know how, like, a liver transplant, right? But the guy's a chronic drinker. He's going to kill that liver. You know? You're going to kill this one guy to give his liver to this guy who's a chronic drinker who's going to drink himself to death again until he needs another liver. Versus construction guy who's just doing his job, or just guy on the track doing his job, or I bumped the mic as is tradition. Is my audio all messed up?
That one made a fun noise. It went ba-doop. I can hear you fine.
Okay. I feel like in that scenario with Tyrone, it's like 5 people who are just minding their own business. Sure, they're on a track. We don't know why they're on the track, right?
Mm-hmm.
Who knows why? It doesn't really matter. Versus 5 people who are either diseased or have let themselves or have not taken care of themselves or have actively harmed themselves, right?
Yeah.
Versus the one person who's also just minding their own business on the track, and then one person who is literally just trying to go to a doctor to make sure that they're healthy, right? And I feel like Tyrone, wrong place, wrong time. This guy that's like some serial killer shit, you know? Oh, I was just harvesting their organs,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah. He came in and I needed some organs, so,
Yeah. And who's to say that we could even do it right? Like that, like, because there's entirely a chance that they fail the procedure, you know? Like, it's not even a guaranteed thing in the real world. Like the surgeries
body
could
could
fail.
reject the new organs.
Yeah, the body could reject the organs. The actual surgery could be flunked. Like, they just do a bad surgery, you know? Like, they just fail.
Yeah.
Right? There's a ton of possibilities there where things could go wrong. Now, in the Tyrone situation, it was like the only way to stop the train is by pushing Tyrone. The only way.
So basically, with its wording, guaranteed that Tyrone would stop.
Yeah, well, I feel like that's the conclusion we came
trolley.
to.
Yeah.
So if that's true, then you push Tyrone, which obviously in the real world it wouldn't be true, but in this hypothetical it was.
Yes.
And in this hypothetical with the organs,
real world John and Hannah would not push Tyrone.
Precisely. Real world John and Hannah would also not take the organs like we did in this scenario.
Yes.
Because I feel like that's the difference. Is there's no guarantee here. It's like there's no organs. These people need organs. This guy's got organs. Do you take his organs? It's not. This is the only way for them to survive. If you do this, they will live. Blah blah blah. It is. Will you take their organs? Will you take this guy's organs? And I'm like, no.
Yeah. Yeah.
Are you ready for this one? This is going to be something about a vaccine and whether or not we just force it. Probably.
Yeah. I'm ready.
Do you start a mandatory vaccination program among children to stop this endemic? Slight problem. Clinical trial data suggests the vaccine will make 1 in 5 children severely ill, much worse than the virus itself.
Now, even without the 1 in 5 children being severely ill thing, this is against the freedom of the people to decide what they want. Mandatory vaccination programs will never work.
Yeah.
In my mind, I feel like. Don't tell me you're in charge of a hospital and an anti-vaxxer. Not an anti-vaxxer. That's not at all what I'm saying. I think people should get vaccinated when they believe that that they've seen enough to deem it a good vaccination or vaccine. In this case, I'm not going to force someone to be vaccinated.
Within reason, yeah.
Yeah, within reason. Is reasonably a good vaccine to take. So I'm not going to force anybody to take this vaccine. That's ridiculous.
Well, you've definitely made a name for yourself. Next, you'll be telling me you believe in healing.
Absolutely. 100%.
Ghosts.
One of these things is not like the other. Okay. You can decide, I guess. 5,000 ill children. Thank you. They will presumably recover. They didn't say they would die. Just that they would be sick. You know?
And they could probably get other people sick, but it's,
Yeah, but even if you're let's use the COVID-19 vaccine
again,
as reference here.
Real world isn't as black and white. You would offer the vaccine, and
Absolutely.
some of them would take it, and some would not.
Wouldn't. Yes, but you wouldn't make a mandatory program. The COVID-19 vaccine does not make you immune, or does it? It does make you immune to a degree of the strain of COVID-19 that you got vaccinated for, but you can still carry COVID-19, which means you can still spread COVID-19. And I'm probably gonna get demonetized. I'm not monetized, so it doesn't matter. I'm probably gonna get like striked or something, flagged for even saying COVID-19. But
that's ridiculous.
So even if we do mandatory vaccines, in this scenario, and the children all do get it, that doesn't mean that the other kids who aren't vaccinated, right, for whatever reason, aren't able to transmit it. And there's no telling what
Transmute it.
transmutation. Okay, next one.
Beggars can't be choosers.
It's gonna be about the homeless, presumably.
Your hospital
Nope.
is getting noticed. You're now going to have to make some big decisions. They will affect a lot of people. While choosing, always keep in mind justice, temperance, courage, and wisdom. The people need you to be stoic. Will you try to develop breakthrough medicines for the endemic? While testing, placebos will be given to thousands of ill patients. Without proper treatment, some will die today in the hope you could make a breakthrough tomorrow. Do you start the research or continue treating patients as usual?
What the fuck was that? Did you see that shit?
There's a dead kid. Yeah, I saw that shit.
Absolutely,
I hated that.
absolutely we just keep treating the patients, right?
You're doing the right
Because
thing.
in a real world scenario, we
Medicines anyway.
would like, I guess if are they volunteers? If they're not volunteers, then we treat the patients as usual. If they're volunteers, then we start the
Yeah.
research, right?
Yeah. It depends, like, are we a lab or are we just a regular doctor? Because there are definitely other people that can begin research.
Yeah, we treat these patients, other people begin research. We can't possibly be the only...
Treating the patients is a smart move. Let's just let someone else develop the new medicines. I mean, I'm sure someone will want to at some point.
Yeah, that is how medicine has furthered.
Yeah.
Like, just genuinely. That's how we develop medicines. Not every doctor or lab is like, we have to cure AIDS. Not every single one.
Yes. Yes. Just a few research labs.
Just a few of them.
With volunteers.
Congratulations.
Not random patients.
This letter is to certify that I have examined your work and believe you to be a perfect fit to fill the open position here in our artificial intelligence division.
Oh.
In this role, you will help to develop the next generation of driverless cars.